we're gonna start with the headliner. We're gonna start with this Nuggets. Just I was shocked by how easily they beat the Lakers. I mean, I should
I
say
was
by
too.
not in so much like it wasn't like the series wasn't a struggle at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like the games were pretty close, except for like game one where they just blew them
Blew 'em
out
out.
completely. But
Yep.
like every other game was like kind of back and forth. You weren't like guaranteeing victories.
Yeah. Yeah.
In going into the fourth quarter, and still it was just Luka, the other white guy,
The other.
Jokic,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Jokic. Just, I mean, again, he's getting a triple double like every game. He's still
Pretty
averaging a
much.
triple double in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing is, though, they're gonna run into more than likely. We'll know by the end of the night a Miami Heat team that is also red hot. That for whatever reason seems like both the Nuggets, even though they're the 1 seed, and the Heat, who were the 8 seed, were
Mm-hmm.
both just totally like people just didn't pay them much attention until about the conference finals. And then they just came alive. And we're going to have potentially a Nuggets Heat series. I don't want to jinx it. Could you imagine?
But
Could you imagine if they blow the 3-0 lead? I mean, talk about the
they're
narratives. They're not going to.
They're not going to.
They're not
They're
going
probably win today. That's
You
my
would think
guess.
so.
So
But yeah, I wanted to hear what your thoughts were.
yeah.
What is the feeling? Obviously, you have the California connection. What is the feeling from Lakers fans back home?
Well, a lot of Lakers fans back home are quite devastated.
Oh,
It was also mentioned, or at least I saw today, and parts of last night too after the game, that people were asking LeBron James about where he goes in his what his career path is from here on out. And so, it's very possible that the old man retires. It's not going to happen, but
no, I'm not
um,
convinced of that.
yeah. And so, I mean, overall, I thought this series, I figured I had Denver winning it.
Mhm.
Um,
I think a lot of people did.
Not in 4 games though.
No,
I had it going
I thought it was
6,
going to 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Yeah, I think
Like
that's majority of people had that. And
I
then
was shocked. I
you
really
just
was.
see, I mean, you look at Jokic in this series and just the entire playoffs, averaging close to, or if not a triple double. I don't know the stats off the top of my head,
And he
but
won the MVP, the Western Conference MVP, the Magic Johnson Award.
yeah. And
So,
I mean, it's just him and Jamal Murray. It's crazy because this is the first time that they've all been healthy, and this
yeah.
is what the Nuggets should have been doing, I think, in the West the past 2 years. Personally, I
Mhm.
think if they haven't been the best team in the West, I mean, maybe granted, maybe the Warriors beat them out last year or whatever, right?
Right.
But if they weren't the best team, they were in the conversation. They were always a top. I think they were the top seed past
I
2 years,
think
3 years, including this
that
one.
sounds right. They might have been the 2 seed. I don't know who the 1 seed was last.
Top.
It was the Suns last year with the 1 seed.
That's right. So
And then they lost by 163 to the Mavericks.
that's correct. I do remember that. So I mean, even still, they're not maybe the 1 seed every year, but
Yeah.
they're in the top half of the West.
Mm.
And yeah, I don't know. I just think that this is how it should have been going for them. And I think somehow, I mean, I didn't really think depth wise they would end up being what they are. But I mean,
No.
looking
No.
at the game 4 stats, or at least like just the box score, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They go 7 guys deep. That's it.
Yeah.
Which I mean, really isn't that deep. But
Yeah, it's just 2 guys off the bench.
yeah, you're just bringing in Bruce Brown and Jeff Green off the bench. That's it.
Jeff Green, who by the way was on he was on the Nets a couple of years ago.
Yes.
I want to say he was a starter.
He was. He did start.
Which goes to show, like, I mean, this is a team where like they're getting production from basically everybody. Like Bruce Brown is getting buckets. You got what's his name? Oh my gosh. Aaron Gordon, who was just like a 3 machine. Like it seemed like I didn't watch every game, intently, but when I did, it was like, who the heck is Aaron Gordon? Why is he just like
I thought he only
like he's
got
like
robbed
lobbing
the
up
dunk
shots? I'm like, oh, here we go.
championships,
This guy, he thinks he's good. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he made a 3. Okay,
Yeah.
well, he's not gonna make. Oh, he made it. He made another
another
3.
one.
Like I was shocked by just how, I mean, they were dominating everybody, but
Yeah.
I think you just were like, oh, I don't know.
You
LeBron's near the end of his career. He really wants to
LeBron,
get one more
AD.
win.
Yep.
AD was absolutely lights out in like a lot of those games. He had effort coming from Hachimura
Mhm.
to Austin Reeves and all these
Yeah.
guys just stepping up. And
Yep.
then they were just, where's Hachimura?
Where's he at?
We tried to call him
I
and
did
he's off the line. Like
line's
I don't,
busy.
I was, admittedly, I was a little disappointed, like, because I
Mhm.
was expecting, this kind of epic battle, the old great versus the new great, and LeBron
Yeah.
versus Jokic, and
Yep.
then it's just nope,
It's just Jokic.
just Jokic, just
That's it.
he's in another league. And then
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about this LeBron retiring thing because I just think it's total
Mhm.
farce. I think it's not. I think he's blowing steam out of his ass. I don't think he's
No,
considering retiring.
he's not.
I think what's happening here is he is probably pressing the Lakers to go get the guys that I want, or else
Correct.
I might
I'm
actually
going to
retire.
leave.
Because like he doesn't care, right? Like he doesn't need to win another championship to satisfy any of his legacy. Everybody knows he's at the least a top 3 player of all time. Like he's fine with that. He doesn't need to win another championship. He's won a championship with every single team that he has played for. He doesn't
Yes.
need another championship to,
Yeah.
prove the haters wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think right now, you got a lot of guys on that roster that might get paid. Austin Reeves is one of them. I think they can match, though. I think he's a restricted free agent. I doubt they let him walk. I was
He
a
wants a
little
lot of
cold
money,
on
though.
Austin Reeves personally.
Yeah.
I didn't really think he was that great of a player. I think he got hot at the right moment. I mean, he's still pretty young,
Mhm.
but he was surrounded by a lot of really good talent, obviously.
Sure.
And maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know. I just usually assume it's like, oh, random white guy number 36 for the Lakers. Brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I was expecting us at this point this week to be talking about like a 2-3 or a
Or
3 or I was going to say a 3-2. Or
well,
I don't know how many games. I guess there's been 4. So I guess it couldn't have been 2-3. But I was expecting
2-2.
the series to just be like 2-2
Yep.
3-1 maybe, like,
Yeah.
but the fact that the series is just done,
Mhm.
I'm a little shocked. But hey, the Nuggets, what's
Yeah.
funny? I think I mentioned this last week. The Nuggets before this year, obviously, they had the most amount of playoff wins for a franchise that had never made it to the finals.
Yep.
And they finally did it. And I
yeah.
gotta say, resident Lions fan, I love seeing teams that have never made championships finally reached over.
Yeah.
Get to that point. Like they're not guaranteed to win, obviously. I would love for them to win. It'd be just a
Yeah.
great thing for Denver because
Mhm.
although I mean they just had the Colorado Avalanche win,
Right.
and then now they're having the Nuggets win, and then they have the Colorado Rockies.
Exactly. Where'd they go?
I don't know. They're in last place in the NL West.
Well, that's
Hey,
right.
but they're sneaking up on your San Diego Padres. We'll get to
Let's-
baseball later.